Hello there. This is just going to be a quick video to just show you how we rig up MiBuoy, and it's going to give you an idea just how simple it is, but to make sure that it's rigged correctly so everything works perfectly. Let's just put MiBuoy over here. So basically what we have here, we have our rod and obviously we have our line. In this case I'm using a braid. So let's get that ready. That's the end of the braid there. What we need to make up is right there, use a number 6 swivel, so nice and small, and about 50-60 mil. It's not so important, but a little bit further down from that we want to be putting a small split shot. That split shot, 3-4 millimeters diameter. I think it's a number 4 split shot. You can use a split shot or you can use the little silicone space beans that you can also buy in most fishing shops. Again, as long as it's bigger than 2-3 millimeters, but no bigger than 4-5 millimeters, because the inside of these little tubes on MiBuoy, the inside diameter is 6 mil. So this needs to fit in easily and be able to pull out. When that's inside, that will pull out like that when it's triggered. So this piece of line here that I'm holding, you make this up. It's very easy. Like I say, use a 30-pound line preferably, because that's again got to do with the slots that you see in the side here. Small piece of 30-pound line. Doesn't need to be any longer than about 200 millimeters long in total. You can go up to a foot or 300 millimeters, no problem. On that, we also need a stopper ball, but just make sure that stopper ball is bigger than the internal diameter of this, so it can't pull through this. So that's basically your main rig. That is it. 2 swivels, 1 little bead there, which is actually the one that will go up inside the tube. This is your stopper ball. Below the stopper ball, or tying to this is where we go to our lure or fish. So in this case, I've got a lure. The leader that you put on here needs to be, I'd say, at least 1 meter long. But you can have 1 meter long, you can go as long as you like, depending on what kind of fishing you're doing. But you'll learn as you use the product more and more what you prefer. I tend to use a 1.5 meter leader in the kind of 15-pound kind of class, and I tend to use a fluorocarbon for that. So imagine that this is your leader. You're going to tie that to this swivel here. So basically you're going to have your, starting from the bottom here, you're going to have your lure, you're going to have your leader, which, like I said, 1.5 meters. That you're going to tie to this swivel. Next in line is the stopper ball, which will drop down until it stops against that. This is your little bit of line that's also 30 pounds, small lead shot, and then a number 6 swivel. This swivel here would be tied off. This is coming to your rod, to your braid. That obviously would be tied off to there. In the meantime, before you tie that off, we just have to make sure that we put this swivel through. You'll see that the lead shot will pull straight through, and it will pull through until it stops in this position. So now that is tied off to your main line going to your rod, and then onto this one, there's your lure, and we will tie that one off onto there. That is basically the whole rig setup, very straightforward. So we go from there, leader, swivel, stopper ball, then we put MiBuoy on, small lead shot, number 6, and then we go back to our braid or to our mono, depending on whatever you want to use on the rod. Now, just to quickly show you how this works here, once it's all rigged up, and again, this is going down to the bait, point this towards the rod, and then you make the decision. Do you want to go left or do you want to go right, depending on current directions or which way you want to walk? Take the trigger out, and you simply get your lead shot and you just pull that up into the barrel there, nice and tight. Then we get the little trigger there, and it's used to lock it in place so it can't just fall out. To be fair, I never use the triggers anymore. I think once you've got the hang of the product, you realize you don't actually need them. And then when the fish comes along here, you see it pulls at the back. What will happen is it pulls or it runs and it just flies straight through and onto your braid. Very straightforward. If you want to go and send MiBuoy the other direction, again, I'm just going to put it through again for demonstration purposes. So that would have sent it to the left. If you want to go to the right, you simply pull that swivel ball into the other barrel, which says right underneath. Pull it up inside, click your trigger, and that's locked and loaded. This again up here goes to the rod. This here goes down to your leader and bait, etc. Again, if I'm a fish and I'm 2 meters behind MiBuoy in the water, I come along and I pull it like this. It pulls through and this will drop round and hang on your line. The stopper ball's just there that once it's been triggered, this will only drop down the line up to the point where the leader starts, so you don't end up with this flapping right in the face of the fish when you're trying to wind your fish in. Okay, I hope that's useful, and enjoy MiBuoy, and please let me know on the website, etc., how you do. Show me the catches. I'd be very interested to see how you get on. Thank you so much for your time.